What I've decided is I'm not going to give my energy to those people, the best parts of me. I will give what is required, what they're bringing. So if you want to be surface, okay, I'll be surface.
Right. Sometimes I think about my other friendships and kind of having struggles with certain relationships, close relationships of mine, where it feels competitive. It feels like if I succeed, I'm going to hear a nagging comment about how I didn't do it good enough. And I don't like it. It's not for me. It doesn't serve me. And I'm not interested in it. So either that relationship has to change or it's got to go. Welcome to a conversation between two friends.
This is Alice.
And I'm David.
And this is Truthfully Yours.
We are by no means experts or teachers, just speaking honestly within the bounds of friendship. If you found your way here, maybe there's something in that honesty meant for you too.
We invite you to lean in, and perhaps you'll recognize your own journey in ours.
What does it say when our biggest wins are met with silence from our closest friends? In this conversation, Alice and David explore the difference between envy and genuine celebration. They navigate the importance of protecting your peace from relationships that no longer serve you. This is Truthfully Yours. Now, here are Alice and David.
I feel like so often we're living in a time where people want to make you feel small. They go out of their way to make you feel small.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's people's own insecurity. And I think there's always...
Do you think it's like sense of competitiveness? Like you're shining...
brighter.
When you expand, I diminish.
For some people, but if you have any bit of self-awareness, if somebody's shining
They're not
and you don't
tapping
like
into
it...
that source of love. Yeah.
Right. Well, not source of love, but if that's you, where you feel competitive because somebody has something that you want or you see them on a trajectory that you would like to be on, then I would hope that you would use that as a mirror for yourself. Like, oh, if they did it, maybe I can do it. Instead of like, oh, God, that person sucks. They think they're so good. You know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, good point.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you should view other people who have things that you want. And I'm not talking material wealth. For me, it's never about material wealth because I could care less about that.
Like it helps to see what something ought to be able to recognize what isn't that. Sometimes I think about my other friendships and kind of having struggles with certain relationships, close relationships of mine, where it feels competitive. It feels like if I succeed, I'm going to hear a nagging comment about how I didn't do it good enough. Or like, I love to play the piano.
Yes.
I like to do these things. And sometimes I'll play my piano and I feel like my friends are like, can you stop already? Some of my friends. And it's like, I've learned through that behavior to kind of like, okay, I'm going to put my like headphones in and like play. And just, it's a very personal thing now. I don't play for anyone else. Like that's just an example. And so that's where I was kind of thinking earlier about that like competitive mindset between friends. And I don't like it. It's not for me. It doesn't serve me. And I'm not interested in it. So either that relationship has to change or it's got to go.
Right.
And that's where I'm at.
And that's okay.
I know.
At least you are aware to recognize that.
And
some
I think
people hold on to relationships way longer than they should.
Well, I already have. So, but it's also like, people aren't, static. People are constantly changing. And so just because someone maybe had a bad day or doesn't mean that the next day they can't have had some insight. And next time I play the piano, I'm like, wow, that was so great. I wish you'd play the piano more. I'm just using that as an example, right? Yeah. And so you kind of always hope for that change. But I think that the biggest sort of lesson I take is that once I've recognized that pattern of behavior, and I've witnessed it enough to be like, okay, this is a problem, I can then example better behavior. And so if that friend is doing something creative and really proud of it and honestly good, I can say that. I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Right.
And some people have a hard time just complimenting. Like brothers, like those tight relationships, best friends. Yes. Sometimes it's based on I knocked you down a peg, you knocked me down a peg, and that's our friendship. But how do we recognize that like love is actually strong enough to lift us both up at the same time? It's not you or me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so good. On her way back from Cuba, while we were at lunch, there was one couple. He was looking at his phone and saying, look, they're offering $1,300 per person to, take a later flight.
Oh, dear.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just thought, that's awesome. Like, I would love a $1,300 voucher. And another guy who is just so generous. He is a friend of ours. He was like, that would be so awesome. You know what I would do with that? Blah, 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 blah. And anyways, while we were on our flight, we get a text. He said, guys, you will never believe this. He said, they just offered both my daughter and I a $1,500 voucher. And they're going to put us up in a hotel, make sure we get back to the airport the next morning. He said, we have nothing going on. And so they took it. And I just thought, there was never a part of me that felt jealous for either of these groups of people who were getting these vouchers,
okay.
right? And I was like, hell yeah, like, let's go. Texting back. And I don't know, I had this sense immediately, especially with my friend who was traveling with his daughter, that I bet you he probably doesn't have many people who would be excited for him. He probably has friends who would be like, oh, whatever, you're bragging or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But those are the people we need in our life, actually, who'll just say yes. Like, I don't have to be somebody who needs to have a part of whatever good thing is happening for me to be happy for them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine it's like people who win the lottery. They can't be really happy for their friend or family member who won the lottery unless that friend says, hey, I'll give you like $1 million. They have to have something in order for them to feel like they can celebrate. I think that's love.
It is love. Yeah.
It's a form of love.
Yeah.
When you can just be so unbothered but happy, because you know when you're excited for people when they succeed, you know those are the exact same people who will be so excited for you when you succeed. And there's no jealousy, no competitiveness. It's just like we can all win together.
Yeah.
So when you can have friends like that, whose relationship is really grounded in this type of love that can just love without envy and love in a way that can be excited for other people.
Yeah.
I think that's the best kind of love. That's the kind of love that I deserved, that I decided.
I love that. Tapping into that source of love.
Right,
Yes.
because we have people, sometimes we're born into situations
Yeah.
that, like you said earlier, love shouldn't make you feel small. Well, reverse that. Tap into love that makes you feel good.
Yes.
That makes you feel not so much big, but makes you feel like worthy. I mean, we're all worthy.
Right.
But it allows you to experience it in a way without shame or guilt. So now I make it a point to surround myself only with those types of people. There are times sometimes where we can't be around those people. Like maybe it's a coworker, or maybe it is like we just had the holidays. You have to spend time with certain family members. What I've decided is I'm not going to give my energy to those people, the best parts of me. I will give what is required, what they're bringing. So if you want to be surface, okay, I'll be surface.
Right. Okay.
Right. But I'm not going to have some deep conversation with you about anything. And, for me, the most fulfilling conversations are those deep conversations where I get to learn more about you or somebody else. Like, for instance, I was just in Cuba and there was this woman named Ida, and she is one of the few full-time workers with this organization we partnered with who distributes water filters to these families who are in need of clean water. And while talking to her, I realized, man, she's like my spirit sister. We're so alike, like on so many levels. And right away, within probably the first 20 minutes of our conversation, we're talking about politics, not in a controversial way, but how it impacts her.
Interesting.
And how it impacts her family, who she has 2 daughters who live in the States, right? And the services that they're able to receive. We were talking about this. And it was not easy for her to talk about it, but she and I developed such a rapport so quickly that it was just easy. And I just knew, she's going to be one of those people that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.
Oh, cool.
That I hope to see again.
Yeah.
I will see again.
Yeah.
Because Cuban people, I will say, all the Cubans that I met, they'll just tell you how it is.
No filter.
No filter. And I can't tell you how refreshing it is to, like I said, when you wear a mask, it's like carrying unnecessary weight. That you can just be like, this is me. And she's just like, cool, this is me. And we were so similar, which made me realize like, these are the people who I want in my tribe, that I want to surround myself with.
More of the mentality of the rising tide lifts all boats,
Right.
as opposed to this competitive mindset of like, wait a minute, if you beat me to being the most kindest person in the room, then what am I? I thought kindness was my thing.
Are you listening to what you're saying?
No.
Beat me to be the most kindest.
Yeah, like it's a competition, is what I'm saying. Like,
I wish the world were I wish the people in this world were in competition to be the most kindest. You know how far
wait, am I the only
get?
one? Am I winning? Am I winning this race that no one else is running?
No, but imagine if we did run that race, how much better we would be as human beings in general.
Yes, right.
Just celebrate the wins.
Exactly.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, subscribe to Truthfully Yours wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love for you to share this with someone who might need to hear it. New episodes weekly on Thursdays. For more about the show and Alice and David, visit truthfullyyours.com.